the old house in Battambang. My uncle Sathya bought the house for almost nothing, which should have been the first warning. It was a traditional wooden house in Battambang city, near the old market. 2 stories, teak walls, tile roof. Beautiful, actually, the kind of place rich families lived in before the war. But it had been empty for 15 years. The price reflected that. "Why is it so cheap?" I asked when he told me. "The owner is desperate to sell, needs money quickly. I'm getting a deal. Nobody keeps a prime location house empty for 15 years without a reason. Ah, you young people and your superstitions. It's just an old house. Needs repairs, that's all." My uncle was practical, educated, didn't believe in ghosts or spirits. He'd lived in France for 10 years, come back with savings and plans to renovate properties. This was his first project. I was visiting from Phnom Penh, staying with him for the summer, helping with the renovation. I was between jobs and he offered to pay me. Why not? We started work on a Monday. Brought in a crew, 3 men from the countryside who did construction. They took one look at the house and got quiet. "Problem?" my uncle asked. "No problem, boss," the foreman said, but his eyes said otherwise. The first day was fine. We cleared out debris, old furniture, years of accumulated dust and rat droppings. Hard work, but normal. The house had good bones. With enough effort, it would be beautiful again. The second day, one of the workers didn't show up. "Sick," the foreman said. "Seriously, second day." "Sorry, boss. I'll call another guy." But something in his tone suggested the worker wasn't actually sick. The third day, the replacement worker lasted until lunch, then left. "What's going on?" my uncle demanded. The foreman shifted uncomfortably. "Boss, the men, they say the house is cursed." "Cursed how?" "They hear things, feel things, say it's not safe. I'm paying good money. If they're just going to run away because of superstitions, I'll stay," the foreman said. "Me and one other. But we'll need more money." My uncle agreed. Money solved most problems. So it was just 4 of us. My uncle, me, the foreman, and one worker named Vuthi. We worked through the week, stripping old wood, checking the foundation, planning the renovations. And I started noticing things. First, the cold spots. In certain parts of the house, the northeast corner of the 2nd floor, the closet under the stairs, the temperature dropped noticeably. Even in the Battambang heat, those spots were cold enough to make you shiver. Second, the sounds. Footsteps at night. When I stayed late working, I'd hear someone walking above me on the 2nd floor. But when I went up to check, nobody was there. Third, the feeling of being watched. Constant, oppressive, like eyes following you everywhere. I didn't mention it to my uncle. He'd just say I was being superstitious. But I noticed Vuthi and the foreman always worked together, never alone. And they left exactly at sunset, never stayed after dark. One evening, I stayed late to finish painting a room. My uncle had gone to dinner with potential buyers. I was alone in the house. Around 8 p.m., I heard a door slam upstairs. I put down my brush. "Hello, Uncle, is that you?" No answer. I climbed the stairs. The hallway was dark. We hadn't installed the lights yet. I used my phone flashlight, checking the rooms one by one. All empty, but in the last room, the northeast corner, the coldest spot, the door was open. I'd closed it that morning. I was sure of it. I stepped inside. The room was freezing. My breath came out in clouds. And on the wall, written in what looked like charcoal, "Go away." Fresh, the letters were still slightly wet. "Okay," I said out loud. "Okay, I'm going." I grabbed my things and left. Didn't even turn off the lights. Just got out. I called my uncle, told him what happened. "You're seeing things," he said. "It's just an old house. Old houses make noise." I saw writing on the wall. Probably the workers playing a prank. "They left hours ago. Then you wrote it yourself and don't remember. You've been working too hard. Take tomorrow off. Rest." But I knew what I'd seen. The next day, my uncle went to check the room. The writing was gone. The wall was clean. "See," he said, "nothing there, you imagined it." But I could see his uncertainty. He'd felt the cold too. He just didn't want to admit it. That afternoon, Vuthi came to my uncle privately. "Boss, I need to tell you something. About this house." "What about it?" "My cousin knew the family who lived here before. He told me what happened." "What happened?" Vuthi looked around nervously. "During the Khmer Rouge time, this house, it was used by Angkar. They brought people here, interrogated them, tortured them. Many people died here." My uncle's face went pale. "That's not in the property records." "Of course not. Who would document that?" "But everyone in this neighborhood knows. That's why nobody lived here after the war. Too much death, too many ghosts. Ghosts aren't real. With respect, boss, you felt it, haven't you? The cold, the watching. This house remembers what happened. The people who died here, they remember." My uncle was quiet for a long time. Then, "Even so, we have a contract. Work continues." But that night, he couldn't sleep. I heard him packing in his room until dawn. The renovation continued, but the incidents increased. Tools went missing, only to reappear in strange places. Vuthi swore something pushed him down the stairs. He wasn't hurt, but he was terrified. The foreman found bloody footprints on the second floor, even though nobody was injured. And I kept hearing the sounds at night. Not just footsteps anymore. Voices, whispering in Khmer. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was clear. Fear, pain, pleading. 2 weeks in, my uncle admitted defeat. "We need monks," he said, "to bless the house." I thought you didn't believe in ghosts. I don't, but clearly something is wrong here. If a blessing makes the workers feel better, fine, we'll do it. We brought monks from Wat Ek Phnom. 5 of them, led by an elderly abbot who'd lived through the Khmer Rouge years. They walked through the house slowly, chanting, burning incense. In the northeast corner room, the abbot stopped. "This is where the worst happened," he said quietly. "How do you know?" "I can feel them, many spirits, trapped here by the circumstances of their deaths. They don't understand why they died. They're angry, confused. Can you help them?" "I can try, but some wounds are too deep, some deaths too traumatic. Those spirits may never find peace." The monks performed ceremonies for 3 hours, chanting, blessing, sprinkling holy water. The house grew warmer as they worked. The oppressive feeling lifted slightly, but in the northeast room, the cold remained. "These spirits are stubborn," the abbot said. "They've been here 40 years. They've become part of the house itself. Removing them would be like removing the foundation." "What do we do?" "You leave them alone. Acknowledge their presence. Respect their space. Don't disturb this room. Keep it empty, locked. And perhaps they'll leave the rest of the house alone." It wasn't ideal, but what choice did we have? The renovation continued. We left the northeast room locked, never entered it. The other rooms we completed: new paint, new floors, repaired walls. The house looked beautiful, but nobody wanted to live there. My uncle tried renting it. People came to view it, loved the location and the price, but they never took it. Something about the place made them uncomfortable. They couldn't explain it, but they always chose somewhere else. Eventually, my uncle sold it, took a loss. The new owner was a Chinese businessman who didn't believe in ghosts. He turned it into a restaurant. The restaurant failed within 6 months. Then it became an office. That failed too. Now it's empty again. I drove past it last month. The house looks tired, abandoned. Windows dark. For sale sign out front. And I thought about what Vuthi had said, about how the house remembered, how the people who died there remembered. Some places hold onto trauma. Some places can't let go of their past, no matter how much you paint over it, or renovate it, or pretend it never happened. The Khmer Rouge killed nearly 2 million people. Those deaths happened somewhere. In fields, in prisons, in houses just like my uncle's. And those places remember. Maybe not supernaturally. Maybe just the weight of history, the knowledge of what happened, the inability to forget. Or maybe the spirits are real. Maybe the people who died in agony and confusion and terror really do linger, trapped in the moment of their death, unable to move forward. I don't know which is worse. All I know is that some houses should stay empty, some doors should stay locked, and some rooms should never be disturbed, because the past isn't past. It's present. It's in the walls, in the air, in the cold spots that never warm up. It's in the whispers you hear at night. It's in the feeling of being watched by eyes that stopped seeing 40 years ago, but somehow see still. And no amount of renovation can fix that.